You know what time of the week it is. It's time for Hello Fellow YouTubers, and welcome to one of the final episodes of the best Pokemon Generation Battle. And what a doozy we have this week. We're debating which games had the best Elite Four and Champion. This is such an important factor, being as they are the final bosses of the games. So last week's rankings will be on the screen now, and this might really be the final competitive week. The way I decided the order was on a simple yes or no screening for each member. For example, Lance got a yes. Then I add them up for each game and decide which generation gets each spot. And I'll start now. The worst generation for Elite Four is, in my opinion, Gen 6. Again, they just weren't memorable at all. The only one I give a yes to was Vikstrom, I don't know how it's pronounced. Being as he has a knight in armor, and that's pretty cool, but I don't think anybody would really argue that. The rest of them were pretty sucky, which is probably just me thinking that even Diantha was a weak champion. But really, she's an actor, and I don't believe that the actor can be the best at Pokemon. What is she, like John Cena? Moving on, for number 5 this week, I have Generation 2, and this really is strictly based on the fact that 3 of them are from Generation 1, which I know was the idea, and I appreciate the idea, but it comes off unoriginal, which really hurts them. Granted, I gave Koga a yes because he's cool, and Lance, of course, gets points, but they really can't pull the dead weight of the others. And let the destruction of Gen 5 continue. With a weak Elite Four and a champion who genuinely isn't the strongest trainer, Alder is cool, but he isn't truly the champion, so I only gave him half a point. Caitlyn is okay, I guess, but Grimsley is where it's at. He looks like such a badass. I don't know if you'd call his look goth, but I absolutely love it. It really suits him. If I had to pick which Elite Four member looks the coolest, it would be Grimsley. So now we're left with Gens 1, 3, and 4. Who takes the number 3 spot? This week it has to go to Gen 3, and I'm pretty sure this is my personal bias pulling it up here. Technically, Gen 2, 3, and 5 are the same amount of points, but Gen 3 just pulled it off best in my opinion. Basically, Sydney is cool, but Steven is so awesome. I definitely think Steven is the best champion. Not necessarily in terms of fighting ability, but he shows up just enough, and he looks so cool. He is really weak against a water team, or a fire team, or a ground team especially, but he's still so swag. That leaves Gen 1 and 4, which is actually the only 2 gens who can take the top spot now. So, and drumroll please. That's right, I don't have a drumroll. Gen 4 takes the number 1 spot. I figured that would excite people. Gen 1's Elite Four is definitely cool. The only real weak link is Bruno, but another negative for Gen 1 is how you battle Blue multiple times before you get there, which I know is the idea, just like for when Gen 2's members rolled over from Gen 1. But I don't like it. You've already proven you can beat Blue 6, 7 times? How many times do you have to beat someone before it's obvious you're better? It just hurts his believability, in my opinion. So Gen 4 takes the top spot. The only weak spot in Gen 4 is Flint. And he's not dumb by any means, he seems laid back, and I just don't like him for whatever reason. Maybe it's because he has like no fire types the first time you battle him. Let me also point out that Cynthia is the hardest battle, in my opinion, in a storyline Pokemon game ever. Maybe it's because her IVs are maxed out. Maybe it's the fact Gen 4 introduced more moves for more Pokemon. Maybe it's because she doesn't have one type. Who knows why, but she is definitely awesome. Anyway, before I put up the new rankings, my perfect Elite Four and champion would be Grimsley to open, and then you battle Koga with his Gen 2 lineup, of course. Then bam, Lance circa Gen 1. Then it gets tougher. Steven shows up and gets his ass kicked. Then you have Cynthia as champ, because she really is the strongest champion ever. Now, the new rankings will be put up, and big news, Gen 3 has officially claimed the number 4 spot. There's no way I can lose that spot. Gen 5 and 6 are still battling it out for last place, so who knows which will take 5th place. Gen 2 has officially been knocked out of contention for number 1, but Gen 1 can still take it if Gen 4 has a bad week. Which ties into what next week's topic is, and that is the remaining Pokemon. This is what you play Pokemon for. I'm excluding starters, pseudo-legendaries, and legendaries, being as I've already compared them per generation, so it'd be kind of stupid to compare them again. And I'll be giving every Pokemon a rating of 1 to 10 and averaging each generation up. So definitely tune into that. So if you aren't subbed already, sub to see it. And like it if you've enjoyed, because, yeah, comment, because I really do want to know your opinions on this. And peace out, Skillets.